go to the cinema, that's all.
We go to the cinema! I think I'm still a little bit in shock. My MRI shows on new activity. Half of my hand is numb.
Can we work it out? Only time will tell.
Today is Tuesday. We are just about to head to my doctor's appointment to see my neurologist. I just came home from work, hence my somewhat put together attire. My mom is coming to pick up the kids from school and kindergarten, so Caesar and I can calmly go together to the hospital and speak to the neurologist. So today I will get my MRI results. I don't know if you remember a few videos back when I got my unexpected MRI results. I have that video linked here, I think. And you can have a look what happened the last time, because we got some unexpected news the last time we went in to have the results delivered from my previous MRI. So I had to do it again. I did it, and since then I have been experiencing like not only a flare-up but a new attack. So today I need to talk to my neurologist about all the things that I've been feeling, the fact that I went into the emergency room a week ago now, and all of those things. We're probably gonna talk about treatment options again, and I'm a little bit nervous because, you know, it's my like check up to see if there is any difference since when I got my diagnosis and that kind of thing. So it's a big day, and my stepdad is currently in the hospital, potentially being operated on. We don't know yet. We just haven't received any notification on how he's doing, so he could be just going through some testing, but it might have ended up in an operation. We shall see. But we are a little bit nervous. We are a little bit stressed today, needless to say. So I do apologize if I'm a little scattered brain and if I say weird things. But thank you for being here. Thank you for, I don't know, just showing your support. And so many of you have been sharing your stories with me lately and reaching out on various platforms and privately messaging me and that kind of thing. And I just want you to know that it means a lot, and I feel so much less lonely and alone on my journey with MS, and I hope that by sharing my story I can help you guys out as well. So if you have any questions or anything of that sort, feel free to leave them down in the comments or message me over on Instagram, like direct messages or whatever. I'm here for you too. But now we're gonna go to the hospital, and I think that while I'm in there I might insert a little clip from this weekend. So on Sunday, Caesar and I went to the movies together, and I think I have like maybe 2 minutes of footage from that little day date that we had, or afternoon date that we had, and I might just insert it while we are in the neurologist office and having our appointment, and then I come back with the results for you guys. But I see you guys very soon. Happy Sunday everyone. We are opening the vlog in the car with the light really bad. We have just dropped off the kids at my mom's house. This vlog is supposed to be about my doctor's appointment on Tuesday, but I didn't want to miss that we actually went to the cinema together for the weekend. So we're gonna start the vlog with some little one-on-one time, like, how do you say, a little day date, you and me.
We go to the cinema, that's
all.
all.
We go to the cinema! That's amazing! We're gonna go to the cinema!
Wow, what a party!
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And what are we gonna see?
Creed 3.
Creed 3. So we have seen all the other ones.
Obviously.
Like we are a little bit of like we are fans to Sylvester Stallone. No?
Yes.
A little bit.
And if you keep on talking,
then
you're
gonna
miss the beginning of the movie.
Okay, let's go then.
Can we work it out? Only time will tell. It's gonna take a lot, 'cause we've been through hell. I can't be without you. I've tried and I failed. So can we work it out? Only time will tell. Why do you keep telling me nothing? But I know all your flaws, at least they say something. Still I try to connect with you through your eyes. Your eyes. What is on your mind? I think it's time to speak. I have crust still.
Long story short, we got some bad news from the neurologist today, and yeah, I'm just not happy about the results. Feel kind of down. I don't really feel like talking. I don't really feel like doing the update today. Probably gonna sit down, like I said, and do it tomorrow. I need to gather my thoughts. I'm just in a really bad mood. Like a really bad mood, and I just want to let everything soak in, and then new energy tomorrow, and hopefully I will feel like wanting to document and talk to the camera. But like now I just feel like basically I just want to go to bed. I want to take off my makeup, I want to take a shower, and I want to go to bed. I think I'm still a little bit in shock. But I also knew that this was probably gonna be the outcome, so anyway, I will give you more details tomorrow, but not what we were hoping for.
Can we work it out? Only time will tell. It's gonna take a lot, because we've been through hell. I can't be without you. I've tried and I failed. So can we work it?
It's the next day. I just came home from work, hence my appearance. Made myself a little snack. I'm having mango and strawberry. Really delicious. The mango at the moment is in season. It's so good. I'm so hungry. Okay, so what happened yesterday? So yesterday I had the appointment with my neurologist, and the first thing that happened when we came in was before I even had time to sit down, basically he delivered the bad news, and I felt like it was almost a little bit of a attack. He didn't mean to, I don't think, but like my neurologist is maybe not the best at delivering bad news because he's just very direct. But yeah, so I had my MRI done on the 17th of February. And since then I have experienced a few new symptoms, and I believe that I've had either 1 or 2 attacks. After that, even I went into the emergency room 1 week and a half ago now. But I didn't get a chance to get seen because there was so many people waiting. So in the end we went home without having anybody seeing to me. And we told him all about these things, and he said that yeah, in fact my MRI shows on new activity. So I have one new active lesion on the right side of my brain, which is concerning because, you know, it's never a good thing. I think it's a T2 lesion if I'm saying that correctly, but he showed it to me on the actual MRI scan, and yeah, he explained a little bit what it looked like and why he thinks it's a new one and all of that. Obviously it's new because it wasn't there before, but like he explained the shape and the color of it and why. So it was my second like active lesion that I know about. So I have one big one in my neck that is still active, and then I have my new one on the right side of my brain, which is also active, and then I have a tons more. I have updated you guys explaining to you how many lesions I have and that kind of things in other videos. So if you want to hear more about those things, then I have a playlist of like my MS journey that I always link down below. But anyway, yeah, so he just basically told me that there is not really an option anymore because I have been waiting to decide if I want to start treatment or not. And based on this, like, I had my MRI done in February, and the one before that was my first ever MRI was back in April 2022. So before my diagnosis. I was diagnosed in August, so I had my first scan in April, and then when I did the lumbar puncture, the spinal tap, I had an additional MRI done because I had suffered side effects. I was hospitalized, and they wanted to make sure that it was because of the side effects and not a new attack. So they did an MRI in July, and that MRI was without any change. So the one previous, like in April and July, was still the same. So there was no sign of any progression, and it was stable for those few months. But then after July until February, there is new lesions, and one on which is an active one on the right side of my brain. So when we go over like my history and how I have been feeling and that kind of thing, we are like I said, that I think that I've had at least 2, maybe 3 attacks since December, basically. Or like in all of this time, but since December I've had 2. One of which I lost, not lost feeling, but all of my head suddenly felt really cold, and I feel like I have my head stuck in an ice bucket all the time, and it's really uncomfortable. And I started realizing more and more that my sense of temperature has changed, and I can't distinguish hot from cold, and I can't, like in general, like or almost all over my body. And this is something new and something that I'm very like concerned about, obviously. And then 2 weeks ago I had my next episode when I started having pains on my right side, this time my arm on my right side, and it was kind of familiar to the first pain that I've experienced on my left side, but it had different characteristics. So it went from just being a dull pain to later change, and I went numb in my 3 fingers and all the way up to my elbow, and then it felt like the whole entire upper arm and like on this side of my arm was on fire, or like with electricity, like I've had like I put my hand in a socket and I've been electrocuted, basically. That's how it felt like. And that lasted for about 2 weeks, and then it started to go away. So I'm not with that constantly, but it occasionally will make itself known again, and I will feel it. But my 3 fingers are numb, and half of my hand is numb. And yeah, he did a lot of testing with me. He had me walk in a straight line and doing like coordination type of exercises to see if my stability is getting worse. And he said that I was having less good, or my balance was getting worse again. When I first met him I had issues walking, and he said that I was very unstable and that kind of thing, but that later became a little bit better, and now I'm back to being pretty unstable when I'm walking and that kind of thing. Not as bad as in the beginning, but significantly worse than a few months ago. And then my arms are same thing there, like when I was doing tests for my arms, so I would close my eyes and I would hold my hands in like straight out, and I couldn't, you know, I was closing my eyes, so I couldn't tell exactly what was happening, but I could hear him telling my fiance, like, look, you can see even from where you're sitting that she's, yeah, her control of her limbs is a little bit worse. And then I still have pretty good strength. I'm able to like grab onto things and push on away things and that kind of, and that's good. But I have almost completely lost feeling in my feet, so in the bottom of my feet, and then like almost like spots on the top side of my feet. I don't know how to say. So the soles of my feet and on the sides is almost completely numb, everything. So he took a couple of instruments. He had one like kind of like a wood stick almost, that they will sometimes touch you underneath the foot to see if you notice anything. And then he also had a metal instrument that he used for me to see if I could distinguish and feel the things. And yeah, obviously it was not, I couldn't do that enough. And he just said that you really need to start treatment, and I have 2 options for you. Either it's Kesimpta, which you will self-inject once a month, or Ocrevus infusions every 6 months. And I said that I think that's the one I will go with, based on my own research, but also for convenience. Like, it would be nice to not have to do it every month, and I'm really bad with needles, and usually I have reactions to medication, so I think I would be more comfortable going into the hospital, having an infusion, and people monitoring me. So if I have a reaction, they know what to do, than to be at home, self-inject, and then maybe have a reaction to the medication, and I will have to go into the emergency. That I think is more stressful, and in the end, like in the long run, not so good for me. And then I'm very forgetful, and that's also an MS symptom, that I have a lot of brain fog, and if I don't write things down, then I will forget, and you know, I don't want to miss taking my medication. So he went out, he made a phone call, and he called like the head of neurology in the area where I live, and he asked for his advice, and he said that yeah, either one of these ones he would recommend too. They are of higher efficiency, so it's one of the more stronger medications you can take. So now I'm waiting for them to approve of me, or like approve me to the treatment, and they will send me a message when to come in for my first infusion. And so the first infusion will be divided into 2 parts, so I will have to go in, get the first dose of the first infusion, and then I have to wait 2 weeks, come back and have the second dose of the first like infusion. I don't know if that's the case for the next time, so after 6 months I will have to go in and repeat the same procedure, or if I will get everything in just one go. I don't know. And I asked him more or less like, how long does one infusion take, and he says, well, if everything goes well and if you don't have to slow down or anything, then you can be done in 4 hours, he said. So I'm preparing to be there for at least 4 hours, and then if I have to stay longer because if I have a reaction they have to slow it down, then I might stay longer. But yeah, that's all I know for now. I was quite upset yesterday. I wasn't shocked. I mean, I was expecting him to say something because I did have all the new symptoms, and I did go into the emergency for a reason. But like when they look you in the eye and they say that yes, you have new active brain lesions and it's damaging you, or like, you know, then it hits you all over again. It's almost like the first time when you get the news that you have multiple sclerosis, I feel like. So it's never fun to have those kind of conversations, but like I let myself feel depressed and upset yesterday, and then I said like, okay, tomorrow is a new day, I have to move on, I have to like, you know, just keep going basically. Can't afford to let this get me too down. Obviously I'm sad and I'm mourning, but like I have to keep going, you know, there's no option. So why dwell and make myself miserable if I can go outside and be grateful that the sun is shining and that the temperature is rising. It almost feels like spring, you know. I'm trying my best to have a positive mindset because I think that helps. But I wanted to give you guys an update. And I did cry. I did cry when I just got the news, like in the office I did cry. He did also mention that maybe could be a good idea for me to start going to a therapist, or like you know, to have somebody to talk to, because I have a lot of anxiety, I'm a very stressed person, and he's like, that's not very good for you, so maybe that could be an idea. And I mean, I'm grateful for what he said, and I'm grateful for that I have the option. I just don't know if that's something I'm gonna do. I feel like I'm quite good at ventilating and talking to people when I need it, but going actually in to see a therapist, I feel like I would not know what to say. I would just sit there and want to leave. It would probably not be very beneficial. So we shall see. I did start a support group, or not, like I don't know how to say. I joined one of the MS support groups online, and I feel like so many people reached out to me and shared their stories. I think I had like over 50 stories sent to me in the matter of like 2 days, and it doesn't feel overwhelming. I feel honored and like flattered that people want to share their story with me, and I do find a lot of comfort in, you know, finding somebody to relate to and ask questions and that kind of thing. And that's what I want to, that's why I'm sharing my story basically, because I know that somebody out there is dealing with something similar to me, and it's comforting to know that you're not the only one going through it. And if you have any questions for me, then I wouldn't mind answering them. You can either reach me privately or comment down in the description box, but or like underneath the video. But yeah, if you have any like suggestions or ideas or for me, then I'm grateful. If you want to share, I think I'm gonna leave this video here because I feel like there is not much more I can add to it at this point. Later on today I have a few vaccines that I need to take, so I'm going into the hospital again to get 2 injections. Don't know which ones they are, but something. That's it. See you guys soon, and subscribe if you're new. Bye.
Can we work it out? Only time will tell. It's gonna take a lot, 'cause we've been through hell.